Hello, hello, everyone, hello. Mike, how you doing, man? You finally made one. All right, just getting on here a little early because this is the first time that I am having a live stream with our new internet service. And we finally got Xfinity, and we got like the huge the fast package, the 1.2 gigahertz or whatever like that. And I want to make sure that everything works right. So can everybody hear me? Can everybody see me? Let me know in the comment, please. That way we can make sure we don't have any disruptions, hopefully, this time. John, how you doing, sir? Good evening. Scott, hello. Yes and yes. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. C-Spell 83. Devils and Details. What's going on, my friend? How are you doing? All right. I am using the virtual background tonight because my room is a mess, and hopefully I'll be able to get it cleaned up here soon. I've been working a lot, been working on the new video. New video will drop tomorrow. So it's been a month since I released a new video. So that will come out tomorrow. And I'm also working on my follow-up video for that one. So hopefully in the next couple of days, maybe we'll have another one here. So we're just going to give it a couple of minutes here up until the top of the hour, and then we'll get started. Garrick, how you doing? Let everybody get on here that's going to get on here. So I got my flu shot today. I got a tetanus shot. Feeling kind of, Yes, sir. C-Spell, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you. I'm glad you really love the hobby. I think I can speak for everybody here that we really dig it too. It's a good stress relief. It's one of those things that helps helps deal with everyday stuff. So yeah. Romeo G, how you doing, buddy? Evening. All right, so almost at the top of the hour. We'll give it a little bit here. Again, I just wanted to get on here and make sure everything is good. All right. Have a good night. Thank you. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button for me on your way in if you don't mind. Channel's been in a little bit of a rut because I haven't been making any content. So I think Mr. Algorithm decided to forget us. Oh, just kidding. All right. All right, so give it here just another minute or two. Has anybody been getting their GK3s in? And if so, are they damaged or are they working okay? I don't know who got one or not. I've still yet to be able to print with mine. 3 sets of fans, a busted case, and now an LCD screen that's not working correctly. Hadn't got yours in yet? Didn't order one. I'm poor. Man, I totally relate. I wouldn't have ordered one either if they hadn't sent me one. Got your refund? Yeah. A lot of people have been getting refunds. This whole thing has become like a complete and utter shit show. Yep. All right, well, we'll go ahead and get started. We don't have very many people on here tonight. It was kind of like a spur of the moment sort of thing. Relentless Storm just got his. Who is Relentless Storm? I'm not sure. He's a YouTuber, I'm assuming, right? All right. All right. So anyway, we'll just deal with what we got here. We only got 14 people on, so maybe some more people will join. Um, I might check him out and see what he says about his. Thanks, Scott. All right. So I guess the theme for tonight that we discussed a little while back, a few months back or so, was models that need to be made. And this is kind of like a twofold sort of live stream. The reason I'm kind of wanting to bring this up again is because I am looking for models for my Patreon because I'm tired of doing the same old models that everybody else has done. And just want to see what you guys think about what needs to be coming out next because I see a lot of the same Patreons doing the same thing. It's like 1 month there'll be like a ton of Wolverines. The next month there'll be a ton of Ninja Turtles, and I need to try and come up with something a little different for you guys. Uh, I will be releasing some more whip pictures of the two Joes that are coming up, Firefly and Bazooka, and we also have the new Ultimate Batman that's coming out. Enzo is working on that one. Maybe he might show up tonight on the live stream. I love the blocking out of it so far. It's going to be really nice. You know, Enzo, when he does it, he goes all in with the detail and everything. Make a Wolverine turtle? Hell no. It's bad enough that I saw that Punisher turtle years ago, and man, I think that thing scarred me for life. I never really got over it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Wolverine. Yeah, I think there's a Ninja Wolverine or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Wolverine too. So I'm really trying to jump out of the comic book character realm because there's so many people doing it, and I'm taking a risk here because I again with the whole Patreon thing, it's pretty much whatever I make out of it kind of goes back into it because these models are expensive, and I don't model them myself. I don't do them myself. So what I have been doing is, saving up everything and just hiring artists, contracting them out to do these models. And so therefore, I'm not making anything out of it. I really want to, um, because after a while, you kind of get tired of uh, doing all this or whatever and just really seeing nothing out of it. So what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to come up with something different other than comic book characters, but the comic book characters are the what's gets people to subscribe. So it's kind of hard to really take that risk. And Garrett, don't you worry, the Joes and the Transformers, I'm going to be doing those for a while. um I really dig it. I post. Did you guys see what I posted on the Patreon? Or I'm sorry, on the Discord with the other two Joes that are coming out. So we got Bazooka and Firefly coming up, and then that is for December and January. And I'm also looking to add a second Joe to January, which is probably going to be Duke, because I need to start kind of doing some mainstay characters. It's been fun doing these kind of random characters, but I want to get some couple of mainstay characters because that's what people have been asking for. So we're going to try and get some of those in there. As far as Transformers, we got Starscream. We just released Soundwave. I'm thinking the next one will be was it Shockwave, I think, or I may do Megatron, Gen 1. So kind of up in the air. So that again, that's something I want to talk to you guys about tonight and see what we might want to come up with. Southpaw says he thinks I'm doing God's work with the Joes and the Transformers. Thank you. A lot of people want Jetfire. Yeah, I've had a lot of people on Discord ask me about Jetfire. Duke fighting the giant from the first series. Are you talking about the giant with the long hair and the little band around his head that made him do things? Yeah, I'm only doing Gen 1. There's Prime 1 and all these other companies have been doing these uh, more updated type of models and stuff, and those really never got me into Transformers. It was always the Gen 1 stuff, and I'm looking to get into that. Daydreamer says there's a good suggestion right off the bat. Someone needs to do Brave Star. So many cool characters in that show. So I have been wanting to do Thundar the Barbarian. What do you guys feel about that? Thundar the Barbarian. I really dug that as a kid growing up. The He-Man stuff, I thought about that, but there's a lot of people out there doing the He-Man stuff. So I really I didn't want to push that one too much. Glass Joe, how you doing? So I may have to think about Jetfire. May have to think about Jetfire. The problem is that there's so many Joes and so many Transformers out there. It's going to take like years to get them done, but just doing one model a month. So I really, really want to do more than one a month, but it's expensive, and it's just a lot. Silverhawks is always out there. Yeah. Has anybody done any Silverhawks models? I thought it would be cool to do some of those. Micronauts was another one that come up. Vampire Hunter D, I have not seen too many of those. There is a lot of great models in those. Let me see. So hold on, Garrett. Let's watched Unforgiven last night. A dive wheel money, Ned, and show will be nice. So there's a problem with this one here, and this is why I brought it up and put it on the screen. Uh, Sideshow is doing the 1/6 scale figures, and apparently um, Clint Eastwood has like a foundation or some type of business that does these right here, and I don't want to get in trouble with those guys. So, Mighty Tor, Space Ghost still a possibility? Yes, Space Ghost is on my radar, but I'm having a hard time. I really want to do like a more realistic Space Ghost. What do you guys think? Rather than the cartoon, because I think there's been a few of the cartoon ones out, and they look pretty decent. But I thought about maybe just doing something more realistic. Um, Thundercats. Thundercats, a lot of people have been doing those here lately. Um, Greatest American Hero or Knight Rider. I don't know if I could do David Hasselhoff. I don't know if I can live with myself. So Spaceballs. I actually saw there's a bunch of guys in our group that are doing the Spaceball 1/6 collectible figures, and they look really, really good. Um, oh, thanks, Paul. So Alex Ross did a Space Ghost comic years back. Okay, I'll have to check that out. The A-Team, that would be cool. Not the newer A-Team with oh god, who is it? Bradley Cooper and all them. Ooh. CG Pyro did Silverhawk. Okay. Thanks, Shark. Yeah, man, there's so many out there I want to do. So a couple of DC characters that I want to do that I really liked growing up as a kid. Of course, I'm venturing off into the DC thing with Batman coming up. I think that's my first one in DC. Um, no, I take that back. Grifter's in DC right now, right? But I didn't know that. I don't think he counts. um, I really want to do Vigilante. I don't know why. I got into that comic years and years ago, right after the Punisher, and it just really stuck with me. So yeah, I do want to do a Green Lantern, and I'll tell you, I've never been a huge Green Lantern fan up until recently. Some of the storylines went back and read, and they were pretty good. So I really think it would be cool to let Enzo do an Ultimate Green Lantern statue. I think that with the base and the elaborate base and everything, I think that could be really killer. It could be a really good one. So, yeah. Let's see. Guy Gardner. Let me see. Ted Cord Blue Beetle. I'm not a Blue Beetle fan. I really couldn't get into it. That movie sucked so bad it just ruined it for me. Yeah, they did. I haven't seen the John Cena thing or whatever, but I heard Vigilante was just terrible in it. I'm talking about old school Vigilante from the comics. Those were actually really good. Let me see what else you guys saying here. La, 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 da, 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 da. So I'm curious to see what you guys are coming up with, Super Shark. If you guys haven't checked out their Patreon, go over and check those guys out as well. They got some really cool models. I love that Lobo you guys just did. Been looking for a really good Lobo model, but most of what I see are not conducive of what the comics are. I mean, he's more skinnier. They got him more skinnier and muscled up. I like the big, bulky, kind of meaty type Lobo back from the comics. Um, start an old school wrestling line. The only problem with that is, man, it's really hard to find someone that can do the likenesses. Really hard. And a lot of people don't like a lot of your artists that we find now are more Brazilian based or South Colombian based artists. And there's a lot of them out there, but a lot of them don't really know the wrestlers to really get in to do more of a realistic type approach to it. So I would love to do wrestling. I grew up with wrestling. I would love to do some old school WWE and NWA and WCW. Um, so yeah, trying to think. I had some saved here of some of the ones that I really was thinking about doing, and let me pull them up here and see what you guys think. So I'm going to need. So if we do Jetfire for December, then I want to start planning out January too. So who would we do as far as the Transformers if we did Jetfire in December? I'm sorry. Yeah, December. We would need, so that would probably bring up a lot of people have wanted Jazz. What do you guys think about Jazz? Um, uh, the Dinobots. Yeah. Well, you guys have seen, I don't know if you've seen that. What's his face? Oh my God. He did the Devastator, which would look really, really good. Yes, I'm still thinking about Blue Falcon and Dynamite. I keep putting them back. Really thinking about what to do, how I want to do it. Do I want to do it goes back to like Space Ghost. Do I want to do realistic? Do I want to do more comic oriented? I don't know. But yeah, I want to do them. I grew up with those. I thought about Captain Caveman. Those would be cool. Um, but I'm kind of like getting into the kitty comics sort of thing by doing stuff like that, and I'm trying to shy away from it. So let me think of what else here. Oh man, I'll tell you one Joe that I'm going to be doing very soon, and that's Snow Job. He was like a big. I was a huge fan of his in the comics. Oh, I do have Long Shot being worked on right now too. Can't forget about him. Been wanting to do him for a while. Let me see who else I got on my radar. I got to find somebody to do a good jigsaw. Yeah, Yul Winter is doing the wacky racers. Yeah, Herculoids. Thanks, Glass Joe. Um, yeah, so we're. I've got a few comic characters on my radar. Um, yeah, I've got Dino Mutt. So this is kind of like a more realistic, if you could see that, a little bit more realistic approach to Blue Falcon. Um, so yeah, thought about that one. Let me see what else. Man, I got so many in here. My phone has like all these pictures and stuff. It's funny that you say that Hercules versus Thor, because I really thought about that. I thought about that would be really cool to have them kind of tied up, fighting each other. Um, yeah, Andrew, we talked about Are you saying Thundar or Thundar? Because we talked about Thundar already. Thundar the Barbarian. Yep. Yeah. I even thought about someone said Planet of the Apes, which would be a cool one. I'll tell you a movie that I saw as a kid that I really liked, and I don't know if you guys like it or if you've even seen it, and that was called Enemy Mine. It had Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr. in it. I love that movie. It was kind of cheesy, but I really, really like that one. So I thought about maybe those two characters. That would be pretty cool to do. Um, yeah, yeah. That Crow's seen it. Super Shark seen it. Yeah, that was like a just I don't know. I was hooked on that movie when I was a kid. It come out like in what, like 1985, 84, or something like that. It was a good movie. I was hoping they would have done another one. Last Starfighter, yeah, Last Starfighter was a good one. Um, yeah, the doll from Trilogy of Terror, yeah, possible. Um, will he be pregnant? No, he will not. No. Escape from New York, Snake Plissken, yeah, that would be a good one. Kroll would be a good one. Who is it that's doing the Rambo Cobra uh uh the trucker dude or whatever like that, Sylvester Stallone models? I cannot think of them. Um, who's doing that one? Those look really, really good. The only problem is the Cobra has like a machine gun when he needs to have that badass knife and a pistol or something. Um, Shazam from the comics, Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah, CA3D's doing that one. Okay, Over the Top. Yeah, I like to see him do Bull Harley. That would be a good one. Um, Jabberjaws. Yeah, jabba 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 jaws. Um, I see that somebody's doing the Scooby Doo ones, the Velma and Daphne over sexualized models and stuff. And yeah, no, not for me. I'm not doing that stuff like that. Uh, yeah, Vengeance did Big Trouble. Um, but yeah, so I'm just trying to really come up with something that's different. Um, something that I can probably put together at the first of the year. I don't want to do necessarily I don't have to do necessarily a series, maybe some one-off models or whatever, but the couple that I'm really leaning towards is Space Ghost, Blue Falcon, of course, and I would love to do Thundar the Barbarian. Oh, and somebody's just saying in here the Last Dragon. I would love to do him against Shonuff. That would be cool. But I'm not sure how that again. The likeness has got to be spot on or not at all. I don't know, man. I don't know, James. There's been a lot of Michael Myers and Dr. Loomis's out there. Well, not Dr. Loomis's, but Michael Myers. He has been done to death. Um, everybody seems like they've been making horror models here lately, but it's always a possibility. Some old school WWF wrestlers. Yeah, we talked about that. If I could find somebody to do the likenesses of them, I would do them in a heartbeat. Um, yeah. Um, like trying to think of the artist Hosan or Hosen or something who's been doing those for he's been doing them for PCS. the wrestlers and stuff. I think they canceled that line. It didn't do all that great. They did the Macho Man, they did Ric Flair, they did Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and The Rock. And they sold out, but I think it took them forever. But that's a whole nother subject we can talk about when it comes to talking about statue production. And I'll touch on that here in a minute. Iron Sheik, Junkyard Dog, the Road Warriors. Yeah, those were my favorite as a kid. What a rush. Yeah, those were cool. Tron. Yeah, if I could find a pretty good likeness on Tron, that would be a good one with the motorcycle or with the bike. I don't want to call it a motorcycle. The cycle. I will call it the cycle. Let me see. I live near Memphis, so if I did a wrestler, I would probably have to do something like Jerry Lawler. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. It would be kind of cool to do one and have him like in a video presenting it to him or something like that. The Dude from Lebowski. Yeah. That'll be a good one. Let me see. So I did see for the first time a couple of nights ago the new Deadpool Wolverine movie. It was good. It was good. I'll say that. I just I want to see just a huge, just like I remember Deadpool being so violent in the early comics and not this just quick-witted, joking type of guy. So I would rather see a statue of him and like his, just bloody hatred, killing people, and not these little quirky thing poses and stuff. So I thought about that too, which would be different some way, but again, that and Wolverine have been done to death. You mean Roddy Piper, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, tough guy. So, all right, Paul. So, what are some obscure Marvel characters that haven't been done yet? So, I think I know a few that I would love to do, but man, I mean, there's some that haven't been done and very little, few and far between, or really not at all. I think, yeah, Speedball is one. So yeah, I am leaning close to doing Silver. Was it not? It's from the Image. Is it Shadowhawk? What do you guys think about Shadowhawk? Night Thrasher is another one. Savage Land, X-Men, Space Rom, strong guy. Yeah, I seriously thought about doing Shadowhawk because nobody has done that one yet, and that was one that was really cool. I would eventually like to do Cyberforce, but I would like to release them all at one time instead of waiting 5 or 6 months to get the whole collection and stuff. Same as Alpha Flight. I'm a huge Alpha Flight fan, especially when John Byrne was doing them. Again, I would love to do those, but I would have to like get them all done at the same time and release them at the same time. I wouldn't want to do it just one by one by one by one. It just takes too long. Let me see. There's Dark Hawk too, which hasn't been done maybe once or twice. Savage Dragon. There was actually a really good one that was put out as a statue. He was kind of in his police uniform, just kind of standing there in a museum pose. Looked really, really good. Yeah. So that would be a good one as well. Man, I had like all these thoughts in my head and I friggin' forgot them. Prowler. That's it. That's one of the ones that I was thinking about. And now he's the the purple and greenish looking guy, right? Yeah. So he is on my radar in the near future. So I'm looking at, here's what I'm looking at. Tell me what you guys think. I'm looking at Shadowhawk. I'm looking at Prowler. I'm looking at Jigsaw because I have not seen anybody do a Jigsaw. I need one to go with my Punisher stuff. And then I'm looking at Thundar the Barbarian. Of course, tons of Joes, tons of Transformers. And then I'm looking at the God. I just had it on here. My mind is just gone, you guys. Blue Falcon and Dynamite. Space Ghost. So those are on like my immediate radar. But until I get those done and while I'm getting those done, I really want to come up with something that's a little bit different than the usual comic characters and stuff. Again, like taking a risk doing it because you want to make a little bit of money at some point. And we put these out, then maybe nobody bites or whatever. It'd be fun to do them and have them for the collection, but it's not just for me. I mean, I think about myself and what I want to put out, but at the same time, I'm getting to a point to where I have to decide on what people want. But I don't want to hop on the Wolverine, Deadpool, Spider-Man train, if you know what I mean. So yeah. No. So this is good. I'm just going to call him Rogan because I don't know how to pronounce that first name and I don't want to butcher it. He says he's been working as a 3D sculptor for years, been considering creating highly detailed quarter scale military historical fantasy figurines. Market is tiny though, but if not, print them and limit them. So yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I know what you're saying. But yeah, I don't know how it would work. I mean, Vengeance is doing obscure stuff with the movies and TV shows and all that, and they I think they've got a pretty good following. But then you look at Wicked, who is putting out stuff like Changing Your Shorts, and I love those guys over there. Don't get me wrong, but it's the same old, and it's like what people want. So they got a friggin' ton of subscribers, and they're making just bank. Rafael Santos did a picture of the space birds, Blue Falcon and Birdman. I think I've seen that one. So yeah, Shannon says World War II soldiers for sure. That would be cool to do. Thought about that. I thought about doing some type of I'm into a lot of Egyptology type stuff. Just history, man, just history stuff would be very cool to do. Hey, Sarge is in the house. What's up, Sergeant? How you doing, buddy? It's on ArtStation. Okay, cool. I know it's Joe, but Once a Man Coco is very popular. I don't know what you mean there, Southpaw. Maybe I'm reading into it wrong. I love this name. I'm not vintage, I'm grumpy. No, I only change my shorts once a month. It's on the 13th. Thank you. Shango, God of Thunder and Justice. Okay. Not can be confused with Papa Shango from WWE, correct? Mashup genres are also cool. Yeah, you guys have been doing a lot of those, hadn't you? Cobra Commander Wants a Man. That would be a good one. Yeah, that's on my list. Joseph, how you doing, buddy? Better late than never, sir. So yeah, while we got everybody on here, make sure to smash that like button for me if you don't mind. And I did say earlier that I have a new video coming out tomorrow. If you want to know what it is, it's a tutorial actually. I'm going to show you a simple 3-stage painting shading process. I'm kind of going back old school. I told you guys that I wanted to do some going back to my roots, some old stuff. that you guys can probably pick up on, and anybody can do it. So I did that with the new Doctor Doom statue, and it friggin' turned out amazing. It looks really, really good. And I got the Doctor Doom right here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because the background. Let me see if I can get it here. No, no. Hold on. Let me turn this damn filter off here. This is getting on my nerves. You guys are just going to have to see. You guys are just going to have to see my messy back room here. Bam. There we go. How's that? There's Doom. All right. So you guys are getting a little sneak peek of this thing. He is humongous. And look at that shading on there, man. And that is just 3 layers of shading there. So you got your base coat, which is an emerald green. You got your deep shading, which is a darker, I think it's a brown green, if I'm not mistaken. And then I got a little bit of a lemon green on top for the highlights and everything. But I'm going to show you guys how I applied this on tomorrow video. So be sure to check that out. See how the cape came out. Yeah, so that turned out really, really nice. But I love this model. Very simplistic type of rendition of Doom. But I like to think it's pretty elegant. Claudio Rosa did this one, and he did an amazing job on it. I can't wait to work with that guy again. He is super, super good artist, and he's so clean, man. He's so clean with his lines that he does and his features and everything. Nothing's really muddy at all. And this Doom model right here, if you guys haven't printed it and put it together yet, it's so easy to put together. That cape, I hate capes. Everybody hates doing capes, but it was 2 pieces and it just lined up so well. So yeah, you guys, if you haven't printed that thing, think about it, because it's a very nice model. All right, so I'm kind of getting off on a tirade here, or off track here. So I'm doing that one, and I'm getting ready to work on a video for you guys where we're going to do some veining. I know a lot of people have been wanting to know how to do veins and stuff like that. And I got a really, really, really good simple method that I used years ago. And it's working with pencils. We're going to do veining with pencils, watercolor pencils. Very cool technique, very easy. You don't have to be an expert, and you get some really kick-ass effects off of it. So we're going to be doing that one in the next video. Again, I told you guys I want to get back to teaching and doing more tutorials and stuff rather than just a bunch of paint ups and everything. So I'm trying to incorporate everything, and I am actually going to start trying to release videos every Friday. So tomorrow's release should help me get on track to where I can do at least one new video every Friday for you guys. In between, hopefully, if I get back on track too, I'll be able to do my podcasting and, again, just kind of talk about what's upcoming in my Patreon, other people's Patreons or whatever, and going from there. Cool. Somebody said Vampirella. Oh, it's Lindsay. Okay. Would love to see a Vampirella done as a really classy 1920s style attire. Yeah, so I'm glad you said that, because it triggered a little something up here. Interview with a Vampire was the other one that I really want to do. Louis and God, I can't remember the other dude's name. Anyway, Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise would be very cool. Yeah, Sarge did the you painted a Vampirella, right? Lestat, of course. Duh. Thanks, Crow. I appreciate it. Yeah, so Lestat and Louis, I think, is who it is. Those would be cool to do. But I need to do them like in some sort of action pose or whatever like that. So maybe some diorama, maybe both of them together would be nice to do. There's so many things that I mean, so many good movies out there. But Underworld, man, there's so many people out there that have done those, and I'm a huge Kate Beckinsale fan. Um, there's so many models of those out there. I just don't know if I would really get into it. No, I don't think Glass Joe. I don't think Claudia is in the works for that one. I think, um, I mean, yeah. Uh, as far as vamp stuff, believe it or not, I wouldn't mind doing a Renfield vampire, the one that Nicolas Cage just did. My wife and I just watched that movie not too long ago, and it was actually pretty good. It was cheesy as hell, but it was pretty cool. I really dug it. Um, but whatever it is, man, I got to be able to fit it. You see all this stuff back here. I got to be able to fit a nice little collection back here. Not to mention what's over here on this wall. Jeez. Um, so yeah, let's see here. I wouldn't mind doing some old Japanese samurai stuff, like some historical stuff. That stuff is art. That is art right there, man. Um, those would be cool to do. Egyptian type stuff. I would love to do a good mummy in a nice sarcophagus. I say that all the time. It's just a matter of finding the artist to do all this and finding the money to do all this. If I had all this stuff planned and in the works to do, I would be broke. And unfortunately, I'm not a modeler myself yet. But yeah. Okay, here you go, Peter. Peter's got a good idea here. Where we at? Let's see. Peter says Abomination versus Hulk, Red Hulk. I just did Red Hulk, right? So we can do the Abomination and like coincide with each other's Rhino versus Spider-Man, Blue-Eyed Samurai. Yeah. So yeah, I would like to do a good Rhino versus Spider-Man. That would be cool. I would love to see probably I would love to see probably Enzo do a Rhino. I think his style would fit that just perfect. Nemesis from Resident Evil would be good. Odo Nobunaga, I can't remember pronounce that name. Yeah. Oh yeah, smash that like button, guys. Lone Wolf and Cub. Yeah, that would be a good one. I remember that one from years and years ago. Judge Dredd would be another one. Old school Dredd, not that, newer type stuff. Would be a good one. Five Deadly Venoms. I'm not sure. I know I've heard that before. But yeah, let's see. Okay, Samurai in full armor. Yeah, that would be a great one. Iron Sawada. Is he an artist? Lindsay, is he an artist or has he got an Instagram page, Facebook page, or whatever, so I could take a look at those? 70s Kung Fu Theater. Oh man, that was like Saturday morning. Like there, we watched Saturday morning cartoons. 11 o'clock was wrestling, and then we watched Kung Fu. My dad and I watched Kung Fu and like all day freaking long. That and Outlaw Josie Wales and old westerns and stuff, man. Those were the days right there, man. That's okay. Yeah, that's where I heard it from, Joseph. Thank you. Let's see. It was the best of times, man. Absolutely. Yeah. I thought about doing even, and I know they've been done to death, but I have not seen a good old school Iron Man. Good old school Iron Man, old classic uniform back from the 70s or whatever. Uh, Iron Man and God, what was the other one? La 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 la. Power Man and Iron Fist. Those would be good to do. Um, yeah, an old. So when we did the Doom here, I told Claudio, I said the head on it. I want the old school Iron Man head on it, and it looks great. Right, Paul. 70s Marvel was the best, man. Um, Yeah, Dread from the old 2000 AD stuff was just badass. That was so awesome. Obnoxio and X-Men diorama. Okay. Zorro. Zorro will be a good one. You'd have to do the horse though. Him up on the horse, waving his sword around and stuff, man. 70s Nick Fury is on my radar. I do not like the Samuel L. Jackson. I know everybody else does, but man, 70s Nick Fury. I actually have one over here printed from another artist from a couple of years ago. This thing has been printed for like 3 years, and I have not done anything with it. Yep. Rythan, Lone Ranger and Tonto. Yep. I thought about those. Those would be very cool to do. Not the Johnny Depp crap, but the old 60s, 50s, 60s stuff would be good to do. Lone Ranger, Silver, Tonto with Scout. That would be good. Again, it's kind of going back to you're talking two figure models with 2 horses, and that is a lot to do for an artist, and they're going to charge me out the wazoo to do it. But who knows? Maybe I'll find an artist to really do it and do it right. Historical military, yeah. I thought about some old Civil War characters too. So that would be really cool. Sitting Bull would be good. All kinds of stuff like that, historical. But I don't want to push the envelope on some of the historical figures and people, they're not looking right or whatever, and kind of do them a disservice, because some of those stuff is very sacred, and you kind of have to be careful with stuff like that. Quinn said Black Panther. So Black Panther is on my radar as well. We're probably talking spring or summer for him. Did you guys hear that Denzel Washington is going to be in Black Panther 3? Yeah, saw that the other day. My son sent it to me. That would be interesting. Denzel. Yeah, he's got to be in everything, man. Let me see here. I could do stylized versions of stuff, but I'm into the hyper realism. It's the way I paint. There's other YouTubers out there that do some really good stuff with stylized. But I like the more realistic approach to stuff, either that or comic related. But yeah, we could do stuff like that. I think I did a couple of models, printed out a couple of models and painted them. I'm looking around my room right now. But I've got a couple of stylized versions of Punisher and Wolverine over here. So yeah. Kazar from Sabretooth and Savage Land, that would be good. What's the lady's name who was in with Kazar? I can't remember that. 70s cartoon Tarzan. Yeah, it's a good one. You guys are giving me some good ideas. Sheena the Sheena the She Devil? Is that what it was called? I can't remember. Sheena. Rush Hour? No, I don't think I could get into that one. Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker? No, I didn't like the whole Lethal Weapon ones either. Shanna the She Devil. I think that's right? Sheena was the 1980s Tanya Roberts movie, I think. Yeah. Man, there's so many comic characters and stuff out there. I'm trying to think what's so many I can't remember. Crystal Warrior, there you go. That was a good one. Oh man, Beastmaster. Oh, that was a really cheesy movie, but man, I think I've seen it like 150 times because my dad loved that movie. Yeah, I think we talked about Rom. Um, I saw that Sarge where you guys did the cell shading and the realistic Raphael. I hadn't checked out the video yet, but I saw it on the I see it on the Joseph. We already done a Mr. Sinister. Yes, sir. You are way late. Yeah, I did Mr. Sinister already. Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur. Wow, that's one that has not been done. Um, that's going like deep. That's a deep cut right there. A Galaxy of Terror movie characters. Yeah, that's it. What was the other one that I wanted to do? Zombieland. A couple of those characters from there. Jack Kirby's Celestials. Yeah, that would be really cool. Um, Sarge, are you saying you're painting it or you're modeling it? Cyborg Superman? Star Wars Christmas special. Mike. Oh, Mike, that Wonder Woman was awesome too that you posted, man. That looked really good. Oh, the painting competition again. Okay. Let's see. I thought about Darkness from the movie Legend, but there's a couple of good ones out there that that have been done. I think Jules Montalato's done one, if I'm not mistaken. They look pretty good. Let's see. Hell. Oh, there's some Judge Dredd fans on here, Rogan. There's a few on here. Yeah, I would like to do some old Judge Dredd. Um, he was really popular for the underground comics back in the 80s and early 90s, and then he just kind of got out of it. I mean, you don't hear too much of it anymore. Um, yeah, I talked about Alpha Flight. I'd like to do the Guardian, uh, all of them. Lily in the wedding gown from Legend. That would be cool. That would be elaborate as hell to do. You'd have to have somebody that would have to nail that detail. Flash Gordon and Ming would be good ones. Again, it's going back to, do you want the likeness of the character from the movie, or do you want something that's just Flash Gordon and Ming represented? Just do the best you can. I mean, kind of, it's a hit or miss. You either knock it out of the park or you don't. No Evil Knievel. No Evil Knievel. Buckaroo Banzai. That's a movie that I hadn't heard about in a long time. Buck Rogers and what's the is it not Romulan? What are the silver robot looking dudes? Um, from Buck Rogers. Every time I think of Buck Rogers, I don't know about you guys, but every time I think about Buck Rogers, I think of Duck Dodgers in the 25th and a half century. Cylons, that's it. And Tweaky. Yeah, that would be a cool diorama to do. Some of the younger people probably wouldn't even know who the hell that is. Black Dynamite would be cool. Yeah. Um, yeah, old school Flash Gordon. Um, definitely thought about that one. I just got to, get it right. Battlestar Galactica. The only cool people on there were really like the bad guys and the spaceships. The other guys were kind of boring. It's like saying, let's do the Dukes of Hazzard. The only thing out of the Dukes of Hazzard that was good was the car. um, Yeah, it's kind of like hit or miss on some of these things, but um and Daisy. Oh yeah, in her Daisy Dukes. Biker Mice from Mars, those were pretty cool. Um Daisy. You gotta do Roscoe and Flash. Oh man. Boss Hog. Um yeah, who was that? It was Zez, other Patreon or whatever like that, finally did the Johnny Bravo. Not a fan of it. Mr. T, Blade Runner. Uh, Peter says, I'm so old, I remember most stuff over the last 5 decades and more. Dark Side would be a good one, but I'm not a big Dark Side fan. I'm not into too much DC. There's a few DC characters out there I would love to do. Running Man. The dance or the movie? It's the Running Man. Like, God. Hellboy. Hellboy is done to death. There's so many models of Hellboy out there. There's a lot of good ones too. There's a lot of good ones. Go on to Shannon, go on to cgtrader.com and just type in Hellboy and you will see a lot of those models there. It's hard picking because there's a lot of good artists out there who's done those. Oh, see, there you go. Super Shark says they have Dark Side coming out in December. Hell yeah. There you go. There's your Dark Side fix. Zardoz. All the Lovecraft stuff is now over 100 years old, but it's out of copyright now, but done to death a bit. Yes. New Mutants. I don't really know. Like, the characters are kind of boring from the old comic New Mutants, except for just a couple of them. I thought about characters like Strife. Oh, geez. Spiral was another good one. Marvel character. Those were good ones. Let's see. Yeah, General Zod and those other two cronies. Yeah, those would be pretty cool. Shatterstar. Yeah, I'd like to do a Shatterstar. The comic version, not the Deadpool version. Shatterstar. Cyberforce. I would love to do Cyberforce, but again, like I said, it's like you got to do all of them together, man. Because if not, then you would never get them done. It would take you a year to get them all done, and that's yeah. Blue Lantern Flash. Okay. The plan is to have 1 or 2 parademons with him. That would be cool. Mojo. I think didn't Wicked just do Mojo? Wetworks. That's the other one I was thinking of. Yeah, that's a good one. Youngblood. I thought about Youngblood too. Youngblood would be a good one. Again, one of those models that you would have to do all together because it would take you so long. And I think that's a lot of the problem with a lot of the teams is that a lot of people don't do them because it just kind of like they do like the standout person of a team. Like when you think of Alpha Flight, you think of Guardian or Puck. When you think of Youngblood, you think of the guy with a bow and arrow. When you think of, with even X-Men, X-Men has like their standout characters. You don't see a lot of Storm. You don't see a lot of Forge. You don't see a lot of some of the backup characters. You don't see a lot of Professor X's. You see tons of Wolverines, Cyclops, Jean Grey, or whatever. But you see a lot of those, and you don't see a lot of the older characters. Like Jubilee was popular for like 30 seconds, everybody did her for a minute, chewing bubble gum, which I hated. But yeah. So this is why I could not do Youngblood. Youngblood would be off balance because of their feet. Thanks, Rob Liefeld. I want to interview that guy. Anybody have any connections with Rob Liefeld? I want to interview that guy and find out what the hell he was on back in the late 80s and 90s, man. That dude must have been doing some serious stuff to not be able to draw feet. Uh, man, Warpath would be a good one. Yeah. Forge is on my list. That's one of the X-Men that I thought that needed to have justice done. Bishop has been done a lot here lately. Classic Namor would be good. I just don't know how many people would appeal to a guy in his Speedos with little wings on his feet and pointy ears. It's one of those things I kind of have to think about now. Let me think here. Through these comments. Yellow Lantern Scarecrows. Okay. Someone did those. I think it was 3D Berserk did those a while back. Clockwork Orange. That's all we need is a Malcolm McDowell. The leader from the Incredible Hulk series would be funny. No, actually, I kind of want to do a leader because he's part of the Thunderbolts. And I've been trying to do my, get my Thunderbolts collection up. Backlash is a good one. Man, trying to think of what other ones. Let me think here. Baron Zemo, the old Baron Zemo would be a good one. Yeah. What is the guy's name for the Black Lantern? Is it John something? Let's see here. So many good ones. So many to do. Necron. The original Guardians of the Galaxy. I think Wicked's doing those right now, aren't they? I thought about a good Akira model. If you kind of want to do something that's old school, but yet kind of getting into the a little bit of the anime stuff, that would be a good one. Anybody like into Robotech or anything like that? That would be cool. Sean Connery. Sean Connery would be a hard one to get the likeness of, but it would be cool to do. I can't find all my pictures. Oh man. I remember a few years ago when I started to get into modeling, I wanted to do like a whole line of the Walking Dead series as models. And then that's when who was it that started to come out with them? Was it oh geez. Help me think, guys. They started coming out with the busts, and then they started coming out with some of the models, the statues, and they looked horrible. And so I kind of got out of that. Who is that company that started doing all those? I actually bought one or two of the statues and got rid of them because they showed them when they showed them like the prototypes. They look really good. They were well, detailed and everything. And this is like from years ago. And when you got them, they just looked horrible. Speaking of horrible, let's talk a little bit about it wasn't Sideshow, Um, I don't even know if they're around anymore. Um, so Gold Miner, if you want to see Faust, go to BioBreed. He did a Faust that is amazing. It looks really, really good. He's also done Evil Ernie, and I think he's done I think he did a Vampirilla, and I can't remember the other girl's name, along with the diorama for Evil Ernie. He's also done Pit, and I think he's done the Max. So yeah. Um, we were talking about that on the Discord the other day, that he had all of those. And he's got Excalibur. Yeah, he's got a really nice diorama of Excalibur where they're standing all around in a semicircle with a nice little type of building background. Yeah, Lady Death has been done a lot. But it would still, to do a really nice one would be good. So anyway, talk about a little bit while we're still kind of throwing up stuff. Has anybody been keeping up with this whole XM Studios thing that's been going on? I kind of check periodically on their site, man. They're like being hush hush about all this. So they got like all these statues they've been trying to put out for like the past 2 or 3 years, and they're not shipping. They're claiming that somebody basically came in and auctioned off their stuff illegally, but it sounds to me like they were not paying their vendor to make the statues, and so now they're having money issues. But you know, everything I've ever looked at with those guys is, if you look at their headquarters and stuff, they just got it decked out. It's all elaborate. Like these guys, these two guys, these brothers who own it are like spending money like it's free, and they're showing all their cars and their homes and all their offices and stuff like that they've been spending all this flashy money and stuff on. And man, they've been having a lot of issues, a lot of trouble. But I'm seeing that with some companies, you know, even with Uniformation. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit because I've been with these guys for a couple of years. I'm not too happy with them right now, for other reasons I'm not going to get into. But all I hear is, you know, I got one of the prototypes, prototypes, whatever you want to call them, that came into a lot of the influencers, a lot of the YouTubers that were to do reviews and stuff like that. And I've had nothing but problems. It's sitting right behind me right now. Doesn't work. Can't get anything printed on it. It's got all kinds of issues. I've had 3 sets of fans in it. Build plates off. I mean, it's just a mess. But you know, there's always people, and it pisses me off. And they go, "Oh, well, those aren't production units. You got one of the first units, so it's probably going to have its problems." Now, why in the hell would you send out a broken printer or a printer that has issues to somebody who's going to do a review for you and let people see it to potentially order one from you? I mean, no, it's the GK3. Did I say GK2? I meant GK3. But why would you send something that's garbage out to somebody for them to review it for you so other people see it? And then there's been a couple of people to like give their honest opinion on it, and they got pissed. Like Uniformation got pissed at them for giving their honest opinion on it and not kissing their butt. And then there's a few YouTubers out there. We're not even YouTubers anymore. They're not even putting out any content. They got a couple of printers and they think, oh, it's just the best thing since sliced bread, when they're not pumping out any content. They've shown a few things here and there in a couple of the groups. And I mean, it's like, what are you saying that for? Just to keep you in good standing with Uniformation? You're not being honest. So I've been trying to do a review for like 4 months, and I can't do anything with this printer. I can't do anything. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, man. You would think that they would be extra careful to make sure that they'd be good to go for content creators. And I mean, why would you send this stuff out? You would think that you would get the primo of the primo sent it to these content creators for them to do reviews for you. So people would go, holy shit, that looks great. Let's order one. But they didn't do it. And all I hear is stuff that, oh, well, those aren't the production models. You just got one that's probably going to have its issues. There's some bugs to be worked out. Then why did you send it? I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's a mess. And even with the GK2, I've had mine for going a little over 2 years, and even after a while, you start to have problems with it. You start to have issues with it. It won't level. Like mine right now, it fails. Prints fail like every 3 prints, every 3 or 4 prints, you get a failure on it. So I kind of worry about it. It's made some noises here lately that are unusual noises, not like noises you would want to hear from a printer. So it's making me think that one's having issues eventually for longevity purposes. Now, granted, I've printed the crap out of stuff on that thing, so maybe it's time to put it to pasture. But, you know, when you guys are paying $600, $700, $1,000 for a printer, you want that thing to last a while. You don't want it to tear up on you. But the GK3 to me is a bust. I see a few people here and there that's got a good one, which is great on them, and it's printed okay. But again, they're printing dinky shit like this, and they're not printing like full-fledged models like what we do. So I only see like little bitty miniatures or like geometric shapes and vases and stuff. Haven't seen anything real like full build plate, full Z-axis on something, and it's just turned out really good. Because the problem that you see with a lot of these printers are they can't sustain the long supports. So if you got a printer that's printing a taller print on the Z-axis and stuff, and it has to have those supports in the back go all the way up from the bottom of the build plate to the back up to that thing, what you're seeing these rigid, like they're kind of like not straight. They're just kind of jagged or whatever because the supports they're not stabilized. And that just goes to show you that your build plate's off or something's up with the Z-axis. It's not steady. It's not stable at all. So yeah, that's the problem. Now I will tell you, and I'm not plugging them or anything, that they don't sponsor me or anything, but I've got the OG Frozen Sonic Mega 8K. That thing is a beast. And I've replaced 2 screens in it. I guarantee you I've probably got 6,000 to 8,000 hours of print time on that thing. And I've had to have 2 screens because I wore them out. And I'm actually only getting ready to replace my 4th FEP. That's it. And this thing prints like a champ. It's like a 6K, maybe 8K resolution, but I've got that thing dialed in where it prints better details than some of the other higher end printers that I got. But the major issue is they don't make this one anymore. They got the 8KS, and I'd love to try that one. It's just it doesn't have that high Z-axis like this one does. I'm trying to find something in here that I printed in a full Z-axis and let you see how big this thing is. Well, hold on one second. So you see how big this thing is, right? This is the base to the Ultimate Punisher that I'm working on. This is one piece. You can see there's no seams or anything like that. This was one piece that was printed on the Sonic Mega 8K. And it is like freaking perfect just about. Now these are 2 pieces. This was a 2-piece base. And as you can see how big these things are, I had a little hiccup right here, which was my fault. I didn't support it. But this right here on the back was all part of that one piece right there. But on the front, you can't see any of that. So again, this is 2 huge pieces that was printed on that. and they turned out really, really well. And I don't think I could ever print something like that on that GK3 or any other printer that I got. Even the Elgo Jupiter doesn't have that Z-axis to print all that. Let's see. The Hay Gears was, I know Greedy 3D did it. Anthony over there did. He's big on that printer. I got the first one that they printed. It's actually sitting behind the GK3 over here, or that they made. It's sitting behind the GK3, and I've never got it to work. Never. And those things are super expensive. Now, I will tell you this. That is the Hay Gears cure machine. That is the best curing station, hands down, ever. The only problem is that damn thing is like $750, but it bakes, it cures from the inside out, bakes everything from the inside out on your model. So when you get it, you don't have to, or when it's done, you don't have to worry about your inside not being cured correctly or anything. It's amazing. And it's big. But it does really, really well. And I've been using the crap out of that thing. Again, it's just overly expensive. So if they could get the cost on that thing down, it would be friggin' amazing. It would be the best one out there. It still is the best one out there. It's just the price point's just way too high. Let's see. So Lindsay's got a point right here, and this kind of brings up the subject of something I wanted to briefly talk about. The biggest issue is the consumables, power supply, and LCD screens. If you can't find the replacement, then the machine becomes a giant paperweight. So yeah, so if you guys remember, I did a couple of reviews for Lenant printers, the deck and the base, and I don't have the deck anymore. I got rid of it. I've got one of the base 8K printer or 10K or whatever over here in the floor that I'm not even using anymore, which is sad because those were really good printers, but Lenant has basically went out of business. I haven't heard anything from a rep in over a year, and tried messaging them a bunch of times. Their websites are down. There's nothing online anymore for sale. And so the reason I got it sitting over here on the floor, because I need a part, and I can't get parts for it. So yeah, sucks for me. Super Shark likes the Elgo Jupiter, the original one. I heard that the newer one had a lot of problems. I don't know if anybody else has got one on here, but yeah. So yeah, kind of getting back to the models a little bit. There's several Patreons out there that I'm sure that I hadn't even touched base with, or even seen, that are doing certain models. It's just a matter of, I don't want to get to doing the same old ones. I want to start doing some newer stuff. And you guys gave me some really great ideas. But I think what I'm going to do is on the Patreon, if you're a member of the Discord, I'll probably post it here in the next couple of days or so. But I'm going to do the lineups for December. We already got November, but December, and I'm probably going to go ahead and line up January because there's a couple of my artists are actually doing a couple of models for me at a time right now, because they're actually doing some traveling, some vacation time or something like that at the first of the year. So trying to get these knocked out of the way so I can line them up and get them to you. So for the rest of this month, we got Starscream, which is almost done. Fukanda Palais is doing that one. FP Artworks, he's doing that one. I think he's working on the base. We just released Mutt, so that one you guys should have if you're in the Patreon. Then we got hold on here, let me see what else we got. Man, I'm like not with it tonight. Let's see. I'm I'm having to pull up my Patreon page here. Let's see. We got, yeah, you guys got the Dolph Lundgren Punisher. The other two poses are going to be coming out here soon. Oh, Ultimate Daredevil is coming out. I actually got an update on that probably about 20 minutes before we went live, and it is looking fabulous. He's starting to put the details and the textures in the suit. It's looking really, really cool. And yep. So, and the other one is Chuck Norris missing in action. Sarge can attest to this one, but the artist I have working on that one is supposed to have it done here relatively soon, but he is not really good at communicating. And he does great likenesses. He's the one who did the Dolph Lundgren Punisher for me, and the likenesses are really good. What I've seen he's done on Chuck so far is really good, but I'm kind of worried about that one, guys. And Sarge says, at all. Yeah, so that one's kind of, the jury's out on that one. I might have to do an audible on another model, or we might have to roll over into another month. But and that's 4 for the month. And I know I said starting in December we're going to roll back to 1 model, but I got to do at least 2. Got to do at least 2, guys. I got to give you a Joe or a Transformer or both or something. I mean, I got to keep these lines up. They're too good to pass up, and everybody likes them. So I really want to keep doing those. I'm having a ball doing those. But December basically is going to be Batman, Ultimate Batman, or Cathedral Batman. Let me see. And we're probably going to be doing Firefly. And then there will probably be the Transformer, whichever Transformer we get. So that's December. January, I'll be posting that here relatively soon. And yeah, so we'll have January. February is my birthday month. Yep. February 6th is your boy's birthday. Got to do something really cool for February. I just don't know yet. And it looks like we have Jordan on here. I missed the beginning of the stream. Can you restart? Yeah, let's go back for a little bit. And now we're back here. Man, go back and watch the recast or whatever. Everybody say hi to Jordan. Vengeance Studios. Everybody say it. Hi, Jordan. Hi, Jordan. How's everybody? Goldminer says Firefly might make me subscribe despite the fact I swore to myself to not collect more STLs. Well, how many do you have? There we go. Richard says, hi, Jordan. Everybody wave. Hi, Jordan. How are you doing? What's up? So Vengeance is actually doing a live stream too now periodically. So you guys got to go over there and check those guys out. Several thousands. That's a lot. I hope you're not reselling them, sir. Yeah. So if you are on my live stream and you're a reseller, sorry guys, but that's what I got to say to you. I got no respect for anybody who takes other people's artwork and resells it. And if you're one of those dudes, get the hell off my live stream, get the hell off on my Patreon. Smashing Gaming says, I am still trying to print every Hulk possible. Good Lord, that's a lot of Hulks, dude. Yes, sir. You are a reseller, you will get the boot. There's a lot of us creators out there now that have kind of developed a coalition against resellers. So if you're one of them, we're going to find you. We're gonna make you famous. So yeah, let's see here. Abstract Fate says, surprised I was able to catch your live. We are a little late, but you're still here, man. That's better late than never, right? You can always watch the repeat. The Red Hulk that we did, yeah, it's a very good model. I've printed the head. I printed the head as a test print, just make sure that everything looked good on it and with the file. And it's a nice model, very nice model. I will be printing that one very, very soon. Hold on one second. Hold on, I'm getting a text message from Jordan here. Oh, so we got a guy who is a reseller. Like I said, we're gonna get them the hell out of here. If you guys know this dude, you guys can see him. Make him famous, y'all. Lock his profile. He's selling files that do not belong to him. So if any of you people know him, give him hell. Yeah, not a cool thing to do. Let's see. Have I tried my hand at 3D modeling? So yes and no. I was a traditional modeler. I used to sculpt stuff by hand. I've got a couple of sculptures here that I've done, but I have not done anything with ZBrush. I just don't have the time to learn it. I wish I could. But yeah, same artist for all the Joes. Going forward, yes. I think I've had one other artist to do Destro and Scarlet, and I've actually got that artist on other projects now, but I've got the same artist who's doing all the Joes now, and he loves doing them. Let me see. Yeah, he actually really likes doing them. His name is Edson Carvalho, and he is a fabulous artist. He knows what I'm looking for. I basically kind of give him creative freedom to kind of do what he wants. I tell him which character I want, and he starts making a sketch out of it, everything, and we kind of go from there. So he is doing Firefly and Bazooka right now for me, and they look very, very good. Abstract Fate. Hey. So someone should start a YouTube calling out all the resellers they can find. So if you do it on YouTube, they will flag you or suspend you for being a bully. So that's why we have a group, and we can periodically do stuff like on here, but you can't like go on and bashing people and stuff like that, because then they'll say you're a bully and you're going to get suspended and lose your channel. You're defaming people and all this other stuff. Because there got some people that I would love to call out. Let's see. Exactly. Defamation, basically. So yeah, I would love to learn how to sit and do ZBrush. I've got my tablet. Getting the software is not a problem. It's just taking the time to learn it. I know there is a huge learning curve, and everybody that I've talked to has told me that it takes like a couple of years to get really good at it. And man, I don't know if I just have that in me. Yep. All right. All right, guys. So we're an hour and a half into it. I think kind of winding down a little bit. I still got to go eat dinner. Haven't had dinner yet. So, anywho, I think we got kind of a really good grasp on some models that need to be done. You guys have really given me some great ideas, and maybe some of the other creators. I know we had Super Shark on here. He probably got some good ideas off of it. Vengeance Studios has probably got some good ideas. They all have, I'm sure they got like probably their lineup for the next 6 months. So yeah. And Lindsay, you got a great point right there. Just pick a day to learn it every week. And that's hard for me. It's hard for me because I work, I work a lot of hours, my day job. Then when I come home, I do videos, I do live streams, I do podcasts. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to really fit everything in. Plus, I got to have family time. I probably don't do enough family time as I probably should. Um, so yeah, Sarge says he chooses us over a football game. There's probably some crappy teams playing in tonight anyway. Oh man, it looks like the Chiefs are going to take it anyway. So Vengeance says he's lined up till January. Super Shark's lined up till March. I think I'm lined up till January. So yeah. Who is playing football tonight? Where's my ESPN app? Probably some crappy teams. Like I said, Thursday night football has become a joke. The Commanders and the Eagles. Well, they're actually two pretty good teams. Okay. Commanders are up 7-0 against the Dirty Birds, or the Eagles. The Falcons are the Dirty Birds, right? Let's see. Nomad is $15. Yeah, it's better than ZBrush, which is $800. They have the subscription, but I actually had the subscription a couple of months and never used it. And Blender, ZBrush just have so much more. So yeah. So Vengeance has Blade and Whistler coming. You're going to announce their poses tomorrow. Got to send me a picture of it now, Jordan. I'm a huge Blade fan, and I'd love to print and paint Whistler. Yes, Super Shark does have a Patreon. Yep. That's cool, Lindsay. Good. Keep forcing myself to learn Blender. Always spend time with my family. 1 hour a week is 52 hours a year. You'll get it faster than you think. 2 years from now, you'll be better. Well, since you put it that way, I mean, you just make it sound so simple, and you're right. I may have to just sync and do it. I mean, Humble Bundle has a great deal on ZBrush Learning Package right now. Is that like a Facebook, Instagram? Can I find them on there or anything? Yeah. Okay. I might, I don't know, because it's been a while since I've sculpted anything like hand sculpted. But I was told that if you are like a traditional sculptor or whatever like that, that it comes easier for you. And I've tinkered with it a little bit, and I'm like really impatient here lately in my older age, I guess. Cool. I'll check them out right then. Thank you. Awesome. Sounds great. Hold on 1 second. Oh, hold on a second. Jordan sent me the poses. I'm not going to show them yet. I'm not going to steal his thunder. Let's see. So Jordan, let me go back. So those are the options. It's tied between B and E. Oh, Jordan says I can show it if I want. I actually like D. Pose D. B and E are, B is better. I actually have that figure too. E I can see because it's a more of a dynamic pose. It's like kind of a little bit more action to it. Um, so yeah. So what do you guys think about pose E here? And there's D right there, which is kind of the more Wesley Snipes iconic one. Well, I guess it depends on, are you going for the blade, the Wesley Snipes blade? Well, I guess you have to if you're going with Whistler. Um, yeah. Um, okay, cool deal. Curious to see what you guys end up with. That would be cool. All right, young and old. All right, so you're going to do both options, young and old head. Okay, gonna have to check into that, guys. So if you want a good Whistler and blade model, you might have to go check out Vengeance and see what they got. So Nomad Sculpt, do they have that available for Android yet? Because I was looking into that option as well. Yeah, a lot of people are voting here, man. I think a lot of the audience I have on here, I think most of the guys on here are actually on your Patreon as well. Only Apple as of now. So I'm anti-Apple. I don't like Apple at all. I'm not a fan. Nope, nope, nope. So I'll wait. Yeah, we got a bunch of good guys on here. Bunch of good guys on here. All right, guys. I am getting ready to wrap it up here. I think we kind of made our point. We got some good ideas. Maybe some of the other creators on here got some good ideas to come up with. But I mean, feel free to like comment on here. You can comment in the Discord. There's plenty of options in the Discord that you can for model of the month and everything. There's a suggested model or whatever like that that you could comment on. So yeah. All right. So I think I got everybody on here. Okay, guys. All right. So remember, check out the Patreon. Remember, new video dropping tomorrow morning. Go check it out. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for coming in. All the creators coming in. Super Shark, Jordan with Vengeance. Sarge has got his YouTube channel. Go over and check these guys out. Anybody that helps supports me, I support them back. It's fair trade here, guys. And we got a bunch of really good people on here. Shannon, thank you. Peter, Lindsay, all you guys for being interactive tonight. Thank you so much. Richard, thank you so much. And remember, I'm going to try to commit myself into making sure we get a new video every Friday from here on out, from tomorrow on out. And we'll see how that works out. So check out the Patreon. Check out the video. Don't forget to smash that like button on your way out. I appreciate it very much. Everybody have a good night. Remember, get out and create something. Print, prep, paint, repeat. And we'll see you guys. Have a good night and hopefully enjoy your rest of your evening. Peace.